All right, I'm doing a little logging with this little stud horse here for the first time, and we're just checking it out. He's a really nice horse, really good horse, but he's fairly reactive to new stuff, and he's real athletic, and he's just a real nice horse. So this is something I want to get him good about. Like here, you can kind of see he's unsure, and all I'm doing here is getting it to where he's confident. I'm going to start and, pull it this way, pull it that way, drag it to the right, drag it to the left, and just see what he thinks and where he's at, and kind of feel out the different things and see if I can control him, put my outside rein on him, riding him one-handed, see what he thinks right here. I'll kind of bump it with my hand for a dally, and then for the first time, I'll kind of make sure, since I'm dragging it off my right hip, I'll kind of have his head tipped a little to the right, so that way if that starts to get tight behind him and it scares him a little bit, I could turn him to the right and he could kind of square up with it instead of turning it to the left, where he might feel like it's really chasing him then and get worried. Here I'm just kind of knocking him off my outside rein again. When I went back there, I felt him crooked, so instead of using my hands to pull him, I'll just knock him off that outside rein and give him a chance to back up a little more square next time. I don't want to hold him square. The whole thing about logging, whether I'm going backwards or forwards or all these things, is for the horse to learn the best shape to carry a load in. In the beginning, they won't know how to lean into it and how to anchor themselves to where they can do a real good job. And in the beginning here, when I try to back up, I'll run a little rope when I'm facing, so he don't get pulled on when he's facing in the beginning. And I'll add more tension as I go. And then even when I'm roping big stuff outside, I'll run a little rope when I'm facing or going laterally, because the horse is just a little more vulnerable. But this kind of stuff, just flipping my rope around, just letting him get used to it, so that, when we go to heeling on him and roping calves and stuff on him, he's real confident about it roping. There's no worry there. Then we can really start worrying about the other things. Because if there's any worry, he's doing it in some of these spots, but he gets a little tight and crooked again. So I'm going to turn him. And I like going over the log and things like that, because they got to come up the rope and just handle a couple different things on their mind. After you do it a time or two, they get to where it's no factor. But in the beginning, on certain kinds of horses, it could be a little bit of work in it. We'll show you if the horse is, kind of centered between your hands and your legs. If he's not, you might have a little trouble getting across. See, here he's starting to relax and pull, face a little better, coming back a little square, but you see he's leaning on my left rein a little bit there still, on my left neck rein. But it was better that time. Less apprehension about crossing. Checking him out on this side, see if what he's gonna think about dragging it over there maybe. Drape it on his hip, see if he gets tight at all. He didn't really feel too bad there. Started to try to drag it a little more rapidly there. Didn't bother him. Run a little rope to face. See, he got a little awkward when he faced, but this is just the beginning for him. That was better. And there's the same thing. I'm just getting him off that outside rein, because when I'm backing him up, I could put my legs on him and things like that and straighten him up. But for the sake of roping and having him fill in, I see there I tapped him with that outside rein and he squared up. But for the sake of roping and stuff, I'd like him to do it off of my reins. I could use my leg and square him up, but I'd also like him to learn to get back straight just off my reins. So that's kind of what I'm working there.